This is my good-looking husband, Andre, and he's from Jamaica. Tell us what your experience was with immigration.
One of the big issues in the recent election was immigration, and my personal feelings is that people who come here legitimately
Legal.
go through rigid process, have to spend a lot of money and invest their time in reading and making sure that they understand all the requirements to fill out all the paperwork. Some people spend their money and pay lawyers, but we did
A
our
lot of
research.
reading.
Yeah, we read and we pretty much just go through and fill out all the forms, and it was a very very tedious process, but at least we went through the right channel. We didn't try to um, you know squeeze your way here
Exactly.
as what we see.
Yeah. Get paid.
Right.
Mhm.
But that was a very very tedious process, but 8 years later on, here we are. Here I am in the United States of America. um, you know no restriction to what I can do, what I want to achieve. I taught in Jamaica. I'm here teaching now, and two different systems. Teaching here is a little bit more rewarding than teaching in Jamaica.
And why is it rewarding? Because a lot of people feel like that over here you have racism. Every white person is supposed to be after you because of the color of your skin, and you're not able to make it here because of the color of your skin. But
Well,
being a Jamaican, I mean, how what
well,
is the you know
I have not encountered any issues like that, any kind of racism issues. I have done my research with what I want to do. For example, when I wanted to get my teaching certification, I did my research. What is it that I needed to be certified, to be licensed? I went through the process. I had to do some classes. I did. There was no one who was trying to prevent me from getting it done. The system, there was no system trying to prevent me from getting it done. No, it wasn't easy, but I again researched and did what I have to do in to get the license. And I didn't have a black or white issue. I just I did it, and I didn't have a problem to get a teaching job. As a matter of fact, I didn't even interview for a teaching job.
wow.
I started subbing first, and then because I subbed, I was able to, connect with a lot of principals and teachers, and so whenever a teaching job was available, um, the principal already knew me, and we did formalities, of course, but um, and so I didn't experience that, any haven't experienced any issues in terms of because I'm black and because I'm a Jamaican, I'm not from here, then I'm gonna struggle extra. Maybe some people experience that, but I'm not experiencing that.
Right.
We were able to achieve different things. I won't say specifically, but we were able to achieve different things as a family,
Mm-hmm.
and there was no issue in terms of because we're black, we couldn't achieve those things.
Right.
Our only obstacle is us. As a matter of fact, since I've been here, the nastiest treatments that I've received are from black people,
The
from
Black
myself,
Americans.
black
Right.
Americans. Black Americans don't think that we are equal blacks from the Caribbean.
Right. Right.
They think that we are second class blacks.
Mm-hmm.
They think that they are better than us as blacks, as a matter of fact.
Right.
But this is an issue that nobody talks about because the
Mm-hmm.
Caribbean people, we come here, we don't concern with a lot of these things that going on. We just come here and we just want to work and make some money and do good for our family. We're not necessarily caught up into a whole lot of the different things a whole lot of the politics, a whole lot of the different narratives that's taking place. We're not really too caught up in that. But if we were to talk about some of the issues, um, the main issue is not racism. Is not a is a non-issue, as a matter of fact. We within the black community, we treat how we treat each other in the black community, and even Jamaicans who come here, we don't even stick together. We don't even work together. right? We don't stick together. We don't work together. Everybody's trying in their own little space. It's all about me, me, me.
Safe, yeah.
In different cultures.
You mean when as a Jamaican, when you move here?
When I move here, I'm talking here. You see different nationalities. How they stick together.
Right.
The Indians, the Chinese, all these people, they stick together and they work together and they build together. But in the black community, we don't really do that. So the truth is, from my perspective and experience, racism is a non-issue. For me, I'm not saying it doesn't exist, and I'm not saying that people they aren't. Of course, there are people who, but it's not an issue where it's going to prevent you from achieving what you want to
because
achieve.
it's the United States of America,
And
right?
I like the capitalist nature of this country because you come and you work. All you got to be concerned with is Mr. IRS.
Right.
Once you pay your taxes, you don't have to worry about anything. Nobody's gonna come knocking on your door and say, "Why are you making $2 or why are you making $2 million?" And so I don't have a problem with that, and I really don't have a problem with a system holding me back from achieving what I want to achieve. And that's just my reality. It may not be everybody's reality, but that's my reality. I can't honestly say that everything that I've tried to do, there is an obstacle because I am black.
Right, right. That's right.
I've never experienced that.
Right. And as a black American with Jamaican heritage, I've never experienced racism. Even my mom and grandmother, like I had to point out to someone who made a comment. Someone said that you experience. I'm sure you experience racism because you're black in America, but I've never experienced that. Maybe other people that were born before me, but guess what? We're living now I mean, we're not. Why would we go back to the 1960s? I didn't live back then when they had the segregation and things like that, and not every black American experienced that.
Yeah. And if you check the history too, not every black person was a slave, even during the slave time. Not every black person was a slave.
Right.
And black people also owned slave if you were wealthy enough.
Even in Jamaica, correct?
Well,
I was told Kamala Harris, her family owned slaves.
Yeah, but she's not black. She's her family weren't in Jamaica, weren't black. Right? Slavery in Jamaica was her family weren't black slave owners. They were white. Her dad's family were white slave owners. Slave owners. And so but I'm talking about here, if you were wealthy enough back in the slavery period, you could have slaves regardless of your color of your skin. However, the black race has come such a long way, but we take several steps back because we are just still living on the past, the slavery of the past. We don't want to wipe out the history for sure, because history is rich. We don't want to wipe, but we keep living on it as if dwelling as if it's going to hold us back. Right. We've had a half black president for 2 terms. Mm-hmm. Right now, a half black vice president.
Yeah.
We've had black mayors, black police chiefs, head of law associations being black, head of doctors association being black, head of Harvard being black. And so black people have bridged the gap and they have gone across borders which weren't possible back in the day. And so to say that black is being withheld, no, or is it's just not true, because black people has gone to the top of everything. Right. Companies, major companies, owned by black CEOs. You can go YouTube, go Google, and you find. And so this idea that you're black and you won't be able to achieve anything in the United States of America because you're black, that's not is so far from the truth. Very far from the truth. And
why do you think many Jamaicans believe in that narrative? That,
well, if you're not living in the United States of America, then you're gonna run with whatever you see on
TV, on
TV,
CNN,
on the
CNBC.
mainstream media and on
Right.
all that stuff. But if you are living in the United States of America as a Jamaican, you know that's not true. Uh, a big part of the GDP of Jamaica is what we call remittance.
Okay.
And remittance is people living overseas sending money to the islands. Every family look forward to money coming from here. If you do a survey through Western Union and all those different transfer systems, they will tell you millions of dollars pass through every year going to these countries. And so what it means is that Jamaicans or Caribbean people are in the United States. They're working hard. One before I came to the United States, one of the things I have always heard is that Jamaicans, they come here and they do so well because they come and they work hard. They come here and we hear of the big dream, we hear of the big apple, and everybody can get a bite. And so a lot of Jamaicans come here and they just excel because as Jamaicans we like nicer things, we like finer things. And so a lot of the Jamaicans, they come here and they work very hard. And unless they're workless, only the workless one them come here and work hard. You know? Yeah. So we come here as Jamaican Caribbean people and we work hard because we realize the opportunities that exist. A lot of people go back to school, right, to get educated because one of the challenges that we face when you come here is that our education back home sometimes is not accepted, and so we might have to do some studies. Fortunately for me, I'd studied here before I came here. However, you know, I had to get my degree evaluated, and when it was evaluated, then I got the equivalency. So I didn't have any issues really. And so, but the point is, people come here if they need to go back to school, they go back to school, whatever the case might be, and they do well for themselves.
Right.
The guys that I play football with, soccer with,
They're
most of them
successful.
are very successful.
And they're not
Are
Americans.
they are all of them are Jamaicans. They do well for themselves because they come here, they go back to school, they get good jobs. Some of them start businesses. Some of them are trade men.
So let me ask you
Right.
this: are you able to do the same thing in Jamaica as far as being successful and making the kind of money that you would here if you were to be in
If I was teaching in Jamaica, no, I wouldn't be able to make the same money as a teacher here in Jamaica. I wouldn't. No, don't get me wrong. People are in Jamaica. They're very successful. People start businesses and they do what they need to do. But from an economical point of view, America it has more opportunities for you to even start businesses, for you to be successful in businesses with nothing from scratch.
Right, and charge what you want.
And you can charge what you want to charge, right? And you can create anything and make it into a business. In Jamaica, it's harder.
Why is it harder in Jamaica though?
I mean, it's a smaller economy, smaller market, smaller people to reach. And people in Jamaica are very cultural. They stick to what they know. They're not very open to new things as much. And so people, you open the same you still open a restaurant and you still open the same kind of business if you can put a little twist to it. Yes. But here you can think of anything and start a business. Anything whatsoever. You can think of and start a business. And so it's two different economies. But the reality is a lot of people move here because it's economically better, right? That's why a lot of people move here. Um, Jamaica is a lovely place. I would like to go back to Jamaica for vacation and enjoy, just to relax. But in terms of work, and don't get me wrong, you have to come here and you have to put in the work. You have to in Jamaica, you have to put in the hard work too. Here, you have to put in the work. Wherever you are, you have to put the work in. It's just that the reality is, from an economic standpoint, it's a better economy. The dollar is stronger, obviously. That makes a big difference. And so, I mean, if I was making what I'm making as a teacher, if I was making this money in Jamaica, Well, um, maybe I could stay there, but the cost of living would still,
It's expensive.
it would still kind of balance out in a way, to be honest. But there's nobody holding it down in the United States. I really can't subscribe to the idea of uh, white supremacy, if you want to
Right.
say that, where the system is designed
Against us.
to maybe it is, but my mentality is I'm gonna go work hard for what I want, regardless of the of what is on the outside factors, external factors that I have absolutely no
But think
control
about
over.
this, babe. If the system was so against black people, um, remember America accept basically what any country to come here
Everybody can come here. Everybody
if
comes
you
here.
do the paperwork the
Everybody
right
comes
way.
here. Everybody comes here.
Okay, so
Everybody comes here.
the system is not against
Everybody comes.
us because the
Everybody come
color of
here.
our, well, you because the color of your
Everybody
skin.
comes. Everybody comes here. Black people are very progressive in this country,
Very.
and they, on the other hand, too, a lot of black people are very worthless. They don't. They're lazy. They sit. They depend on a system.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but when you look, if you look in sports, black people are excelling in sport. In politics, black people are excelling in politics. And in law, black people are excelling in every sphere of life. Black people are excelling because they put in the hard work, because they put in the work. Nothing is going to be handed to you.
That's right.
So if you're sitting down and expecting something to be handed to you, then you're going to say, "Oh, the system is blah 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 blah." Right? But you got to go and work for what you want. Go work. Go work. Go work for whatever you want. Um, and if it doesn't work one way, keep going. You just keep going. Just don't believe that generally. You know, I've worked with a lot of white, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
My main concern is not whether they like me or not. My main concern is that they're willing to pay me if I'm a good worker.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if they like me or not. Some people may care, and but I don't care. I want to know that I'm doing my job and they're paying me. And my experience working with white people, even in small businesses, that they will love you if you are a good worker.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
They love the culture. They love
Right.
the Jamaican culture.
I'm not saying they're going to invite you to come for dinner and all that stuff. And I don't want that. But um, so that's just my experience. Just put in the work. Some people might have different opinions, but our girls, I'm not teaching our girls that, hey, the system against you. I'm teaching them to work hard, be willing to work hard, willing to put in some work.
That's right.
For whatever you want, and you can achieve it. I'm not teaching them that, hey, the odds are against you, and so you're not going to know. I can't teach them that because we're not
Or
experiencing
critical
that.
race theory
I don't.
that white people are inherently racist. Really?
No, but you see, our children have a lot of white friends, and
Exactly.
they all play together. They don't know. Those things have to be taught.
That's right.
They grow up and they see their parents treating people like that, and they hear their parents, and so they get that kind of attitude. You're not born with anything,
Right.
right?
That's right.
And so those things are taught. So um, that's what I'm going to instill in our children. Not, you know, children don't see the color of the skin. They don't. Children just see other children like them, and they want to play and they love and they play and they get along very well until they reach a stage where they start learning different things.
Right.
And so I can't subscribe to. And I've friends Jamaican friends who believe who are still caught up in this race issues. But that's their opinion, and that's what they think or believe, and I'm not going to knock them for that. That's they can hold that, but I can't subscribe to supporting that kind of mentality.
Right.
And these are and people who I'm talking about are people who are very successful people.
Wow.
And children are
So
very
they're
children
successful and
very
they
very
have that
very
mindset.
successful. Their children are doing very well, but they have that mindset.
Mm.
For whatever reason, I don't know what their experience is. Plus, you have people who were brought up in different eras, and they some of them who came up in the 60s and the 50s. Some of them might still have certain kind of mentality. I don't know. I didn't come up in the 60s and the 50s and the 70s, so I can't relate to that, and I'm not going to try to relate to something that I never, wasn't brought up in that time.
Right.
The reality is, or my reality is, nobody's holding you back when you come to this country. Nobody's out to get you as a Jamaican or as a Caribbean. Nobody sets up to prevent you from achieve what you want to achieve.
Right.
Don't have the mindset that things are going to be handed to you. It's going to be easy. No, it's not. You will have to come here and you would have to put in the work. Whether you'd have to go back to school, whether you have to go retrade, whatever the case might be. But just know that whatever you want to do, you put your mind to it and you work hard towards it.
That's right.
Regardless of the color of your skin, right? You start to earn, you want to live here, you want to live there, you want to live anywhere, you want to drive any kind of car. If those are the things that you value, nobody's stopping you.
That's right.
From achieving. Nobody is stopping you from achieving what you want to achieve. Your only holdback will be you
Yourself.
and your mentality, right?
That's right.
And if you don't surround yourself with people with this negative kind of energy. Don't do it. I have a student who is from Guyana, and she's been here for 12 years with a degree and didn't know that her degree, she could go and evaluate her degree. As a matter of fact, she did evaluate her degree, and the degree said it's equivalent to this degree, but she still never knew that she could use it to get a job because of the people who she's surrounded with, and the people are telling her that she's from the Caribbean and she's not going to be able to get a job or anything like that. So sometimes it's the people who you come in contact with that are feeding all these negative things in your mind, and so you need to rid yourself of those individuals.
And maybe they were jealous.
Right? Possible, but go research. Google is free. Go research for yourself. Go research for yourself. But there is nothing to hold you back. Nobody set out to get you. Just come and work hard. Don't try to beat the system, but just do what you need to do to move ahead. And don't forget your country. Don't forget Jamaica. We go back every year and we try to, you know, spend a little money in the economy, that kind of thing.
Not at the resorts.
Locally. Well, I still have family there, so we localize everything, and we like to go to the street side and spend our money. So you give back whenever you can. But for sure, you come here, work hard, save your money. Don't get caught up into, the lifestyle here, because you can get caught up into it. But the reality is nobody's out to get you. You can achieve what you want to achieve.
All right. Well, thank you so much, hubby, for being on my show.
For sure, it's my show.
I married a strong Christian. Oh goodness, he's just an amazing Jamaican man. I'm telling you, ladies, Jamaican man. All right, subscribe, follow, share this video. If you like it, make sure you comment, and I'll see you in my next video.